Hey everyone, we are here to overcome struggles to gain better businesses. And today, my word of intention was wait, hold up. Huge shout out to my twins, Kevin and Emily. It is their birthday today, June 17th. They are 22 years old. I love you both. I can't wait to see you. Um, I hope you had a or actually having a wonderful day. Love you both so much. All right. Word of intention endurance. Definition: the power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving up. That's what we do on a daily basis. Never giving up. Okay. So, um, the endurance part of that is I am having to take 2 projects simultaneously and get them done, so I can move on. I need to be able to move on. I have made some decisions in my business, and in order for me to move ahead or steamroll forward, I need to get those 2 things done. Um, and they are proving to be, lengthy, um, just lengthy processes that I've actually never done before. And um, although I'm learning a lot, it's it it's difficult. It takes a lot of brain power, and um, although I got a lot of sleep last night, I still need some Celsius so that I can stay up and continue on. Um, It has been, very difficult, and at times, I have had to just I was so frustrated that I've had to get up and just walk away, and, as a matter of fact, today, I had an hour lunch downstairs, just needing to clear my mind and come back and regroup and continue doing the thing that I need to do in order to finish these 2 things that will feel amazing after they're done and I can, focus on something else. So, obviously, no listings, there is absolutely nothing that I am doing other than these 2 things, until they're finished. Um, in other words, I need to get my house in order so that I can move forward without having any other, uh, well, there will always be obstacles, but having these obstacles in my way. Um, Other obstacles aren't always as difficult as these 2 things that I'm facing right now. I got 4 days left on my punishment from eBay. Woohoo! Saturday, I will be above standard. And am I going to stay there? Well, heck no, of course not. Of course not. I'm going to move forward. I am going to try and get top rated. I don't know how, but we'll take that journey together and we'll figure out. I will let you know how I do it. Um, I can tell you from this experience, and several videos ago, I told you that I had that month I learned to before I send out offers that I check every single item before I send the offer out to make sure I have it, right? So the one thing is the inventory is allowing me to realize what I don't have in my house. And therefore, when I can't find it, it gets delisted from all platforms. And if I find it somewhere else, well, there you go. It goes back out, tweaked a little bit and it goes back out. But this is a way of fixing my house so that the foundation is nice and sturdy. It is done right. And not to say there will not be a time where I can't find something. I am certain that it will happen. And as my inventory gets bigger and bigger, it'll happen. But um, at this point, I am so concerned and so worried about my account health that I can't seem to focus on anything else. So you really don't want to be in that situation because it brings negativity in your mind, right? Oh, I didn't do that right. Oh, I didn't do this right. Oh, I sold something else I couldn't find, right? So let's step back. Let's inventory everything. Um, and let's get situated in a spot where I can say, whew, okay, all is good. Not to say that I still will not check before I send out an offer. I will, because I've learned that. Um, and I've also learned that the more aggressive my offers are, the more sales I make. Who would have thought that? Duh, right? Um, uh, there's also more behind it. How much did you spend for it? How long has it been in your inventory? If it sits there, it's not making you anything. And the more money that you get, the more money you can spend on inventory, right? Um, we'll get into that kind of stuff later, but right now this is where I'm sitting. I have 12 days before I'm out of here, and I really need to buckle down and get this done before I leave. Will eBay be closed down while I leave? It'll be closed down, but I will still accept sales. And this is the reason why inventory needs to be completed before I leave. So, when I was listing, before I made this decision to stop listing, I, um, I was listing way out, right? I was scheduling my listings way out, 2 or 3 listings, per day, and I am up to, July 1st. So the earlier I can get this inventory done and the other project done, the more days I can schedule out so that when I get back on the 12th, I have a couple of days to pack up, to ship my stuff, and hit the ground running. Um, you know, it'll be July 12th. So, probably 2.5 months before Q4 hits. And I need to have the store packed with Halloween and Christmas items so that this year will be profitable. It's already been profitable. It's better than last year, and each month gets better. I have not done accounting for this month, so I wouldn't expect this month to be better, because I have um, all cards on the table bitter with eBay. Um, and so with this issue in the inventory, I haven't wanted to go and look at the offers and go look for them and blah, 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 and send out offers. Um, and obviously that's going to need to stop, right? So I really need to get this going and get it done. Um, so Oh, I passed right over the 2 books, I finished while, we were apart. So, I finished Ready Player 2, and, like I said in the previous video, I wasn't as happy with it as I was with Ready Player 1. I felt that, sorry, in case you don't know, Ernest Cline is the author of both books. Well, obviously, sorry about that too. You're not dumb. Ernest Cline. I just misspoke. Sorry. Uh, Klein, I think he worried too much about someone picking up book 2 before they picked up book 1, and I felt that he was setting the person who didn't read Ready Player 1 in the mood for Ready Player 2, right? So, I noticed that I was probably 35% into the novel, and all of that was world building. What happened in book 1 to pull you into book 2? And in my opinion, he should have broken that up and placed it in throughout. He should have peppered it throughout the novel because, in my opinion, I almost put the book down and didn't finish it because it was dragging. It was dragging up to that part. Um, and good thing I continued to listen, and it did get better. It was good when it got over that part. Um, the conclusion of it's iffy for me, because I don't believe in what he said that they could do, and it is fantasy. I understand that. Um, I just in my mind I saw different things. So you know, I can check that off. I read Ready Player 2. It is not something I would pick up again. Would I pick up Ready Player 1? Yes, absolutely. Would I watch the movie again? Absolutely. Um, not Ready Player 2. The other book I finished was The Bat by Joe Nesbo. Um, I like Joe Nesbo, and I'll be honest with you though, right now I don't remember if that's a woman or a man. I want to say it's a woman, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is, Joe Nesbo does write very lengthy books. She's on, see, I'm calling her she when, I'm not. Hold on. Let's Google that. Holy Toledo. Ooh. Mr. Joe Nesbo. Sorry. Okay. So he is on the par of like Michael Connolly, thick books. Um, they're great books. It's if you can or if you like to read longer novels and be um, invested in that time. His characters are absolutely relatable. They are not pristine at all. They are very damaged, like most of us are. And I thought The Bat was very well written, and um, I don't feel that I need to read it again. There are certain novels that I am so enthralled in, like Wonderland. I want to read that book again because there were things I missed. And they were so well hidden. I want to go back and I want to see where I missed it, right? His books are very clear. All the little pieces fit together, and it's not all at once, but you're like, oh, I got that. And even the narrator um, he makes sure that the narrator has the little ticks that his characters have. So, without even mentioning who is talking, you know who the character is. And so that kind of, as if you're reading the book, you'll know, oh, that's so and so because, he's, twitching his ring or, whatever it is, or he stutters or whatever it may be. And it's very clear. Um, who did the murder is not. Um, but towards the end, you can see those pieces falling into place. So there's no need for me to read it again. I get where it all came from. So, like I said, Mr. Joe Nesbo is a very good author. Although he is from somewhere else because they said, they meaning recorded books, that the novel was translated. And hold up, he's from Oslo, Norway. So yes, it was translated, and I saw no difference in the English language and his language. It was very readable. It was easy to understand, and I'm talking too much about it. Let's move on. Okay. Um, let's see. Um, I think I have actually covered everything except Father's Day. I forgot to tell you about Father's Day. So, this was super adorable. My oldest, Matthew, who actually lives around the corner, um, 5 minutes away, he texted his father and he said, hey, Dad, um, you know, I want to take you out to dinner. And, so do you want to do it today? He texted him on Sunday. Do you want to do it today or do you want to do it tomorrow? And Phil said to him, well, why don't we do it tomorrow, meaning Monday, because that's your day off. I know you're working today, Sunday. So why don't we do it on Monday so it's easier on you? So Matthew's like, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool. So then he says, if Matthew says to Phil, um, what do you want to eat? Where do you want me to take you? So Phil is like, what do I tell him? And I know he's struggling, and he's paying rent and he's fixing the car, and I don't want to say somewhere really expensive. I said, tell him to take you to McDonald's. And Phil's like, he's not going to do that. Don't be a jerk. I'm like, okay, it was a joke. Honestly, it was just a joke. So I suggested, well, tell him something spicy, because if I go, then you guys stay away from spicy, because I don't eat spicy. But the two of you love it, so tell him something spicy, Caribbean or curry or something like that. It's like, oh, that's a good idea. Okay. So Monday comes along, and Matthew texts me and is like, Mom, where do I take Dad? I'm like, um, I thought you agreed on a spicy place. I thought you knew exactly where you were going. He's like, no, not really. I don't know. So I said, well, you want me to Google that for you? He's like, no, I can Google it. And like, not even 5 minutes later, Matthew texts me and he says, laugh out loud. Well, why don't you Google it? Let's see if we're on the same page. Okay, Matt, I will. So I suggested a couple of places, and they were seafood places. And he's like, "Oh, no, you see, we're on different pages. I got these two places, and there was like a Pakistani restaurant." And I thought, "Oh my gosh, yes, that would be fantastic for the two of them to go." So they decided on that. So 6:30 rolls around, and Matthew comes and picks up Phil, and they get in the car and they go. And I don't think it was even an hour. And I was wondering where this restaurant was. And so I went to go look where they were, and they were like around the corner, coming home. And I'm like, this stupid map is not working. What's wrong with Apple now? No, there was nothing wrong with the Apple map. They both walk in, and I'm like, what the heck? That was fast. And they like the restaurant was closed, like permanently closed. Um, I should have called before. What? So they went to this other place. They weren't open on Mondays. So they finally ended up at this hot pot place, and they picked up this dinner, whatever, and they stopped at the grocery store and picked up beer, and they had their little dinner here while the two of them watched anime. It was hilarious. Hilarious. But I must say, and I need to get off of here because it is tearing me up. Um, a year ago, that would have never happened. A year ago, Matthew would have been so in his shell that he wouldn't have stepped over that line to suggest taking his father out to dinner. And I am so proud of him. So, so proud of him. I love you, Matt. I love you, Phil. To the two of you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you on Thursday.